Hello, welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2014. This is the 4x4 DLC edition. We just finished this, obviously not 4x4 job, which was to fix some different noisy problems, and there was some suspension exhaust and engine issues to sort out. Very exciting. But that's done, so let's see who's next to the door, and hope it's a 4x4. Hello, and welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2014. This is the DLC, the 4x4 DLC, sorry. Last time out, I actually was trying to fix this car for Invoice 13, and I couldn't get the first part to check. There was been through everything, changed everything, you know, not repaired, so replaced everything that needed replacing, and it still wouldn't tick. So, looking online, a lot of people have been having problems with this. It's unlucky for a lot of people. So I'm going to start it again and work through it fairly methodically with a list of things that I need to do by my side, because apparently a lot of people are saying that even following the guide they still struggle to complete this job. So we're going to start off by going through all the various tests. We'll need an OBD scan, etc. So anyway, starting off as normal. I just got back from a week of off-roading. The car is still running, but its condition got really bad. Can you check it? I wish it was just a spelling test. I can sort that out quite quickly. Right, so first things first. Let's do all the scans. So we'll start with an OBD scan from inside. Just check the scanner out, look. Oh yeah, see there's reflections, look. Right, and then after this we will do a test drive, and then we'll stick it on the diagnostic path, which is basically all the different sorts of testing we have available to us. Alright, so that's that done. Those of you watching for the first time might not know, but none of these tests actually show you how do you do that? Oh, there it is. None of them tests actually show you any information up front, but what they do is when you look at the car and examine its condition later on, various parts will be red or green or whatever, depending. Oh, is this a new driving... Wow, I've not been here. Whoa! This is the 4x4 driving course. I just dumped a load of crap all over it. Well, that must be annoying if you're coming here and test one of the many non-4x4 cars that there's actually in this DLC. Good grief. I like to bring an SCEO along here. It's like a limousine. Not a limousine, like a, you know, Mercedes saloon. Alright. It's still basically the same sort of layout by the looks of it, just with lumps. This is what driving a 4x4 is like. It's like driving, you need it to drive over lumps. Oh, there we go. There's me thinking it wasn't worth coming to the test drive. Well, probably isn't actually. So yes, as I was saying before, the test drive, oh, that was the end. So yeah, so when I look at the parts on the car later on, when it usually shows you what sort of, oh my word, it's like the moon, what condition they're in. Parts that wouldn't normally have showed their condition will sometimes show their condition because of the test drive and the testing. Which isn't something that I really realised early on. I didn't quite understand, because you do all these things and it would tell you nothing. So I kind of thought it was pointless. I didn't realise that it was actually you know, telling you more about the condition of the parts, because of course it doesn't tell you now, it tells you when you're looking at the car later on. But if you haven't already looked at the car before you do these tests, you can't necessarily tell, because there's no, you know, it doesn't say, oh, this bit is now showing such and such. It just shows you the condition of the piece that it might not have shown you before. Anyway, don't think I'm explaining it very well. It doesn't really matter. Let's just get this done and get back to the car. Now, you've never been required to do these tests before, but it's some people's contention on the forum that maybe if you do all these, that it makes it somehow more likely to complete the job. I don't know. These dials look strange, just noticed that they've got like a whole circle for the dial, but then there's half of it's not used and it's just completely black. Yeah. Okay, so that's all the testing done. So the next thing I'm going to do is just make sure there's nothing in my inventory, which there isn't, and remind myself of what we're actually meant to be doing. No, it doesn't really tell us anything there. Okay, so first things first, we need to get to the we need the axle, the rear axle, I think it was. But we need to get to the clutch at some point. So basically, start off with getting all the wheels off. As you might know, getting to the clutch in this game involves taking the drive shafts off. Like that's the exhaust. There's a drive shaft, which both connect to the gear. So you have to take the drive shafts off, and you take all the wheels off to take the axles off. Oh, you also need to take the suspension off to do that, of course, as well. So anyway, let's just remove it all for now, and I'll work through. I've got a list that I want to work through as to what to do. So, might not be the most exciting videos. I'm just wandering around getting the job done, but I've already spent 35 minutes or 45 minutes or so on trying to fix this, and it's the second one in this DLC as well, the second job that's had this problem, so I'm a little bit wary of giving it too much of my time. Alright, so I can't take any of the suspension whilst it's there, but what I can do is some hood fiddleage needs doing. That's fine. I need the water pump off, that's knackered as you can see. I don't remember about these. Oh yeah, belt tension is replacing. Timing belt needs replacing. Some of this stuff can be fixed, which I believe isn't a problem. You know, it can be repaired on the workbench. So that's the water pump. And what else do I want? Oh, I forgot about the brakes. That was the other thing I could do with the wheels off, is take the brakes off. If we get into the clutch, we will need to take the starter motor off eventually, so might as well do that now whilst we're here. Do I need to fix the manifold? I can't remember. Its condition is unknown. Never mind. Alright, so let's move around and take off the brakes. I'm not sure if it's all the brakes, I can't remember. Brake disc seems fine. Oh, but the brake discs, I need to take these off to get to the disc. Alright. There we go. Brake disc. Oh, this looks fine, so that's fine. Oh, but this is broken. How about the pads? Pads seem fine, so I'll leave those on. Disc needs replacing. Okay. Actually, I'm not sure if we can fix the brake discs. Probably not. I wouldn't imagine they're fixable, but I've got to take these off. So it's that brake disc. Back left. Brake disc looks bad. Yeah. Calipers are okay though. Oh. Forgetting to take the pads off still, of course, before we get to the disc. Alright, so that's all the brakes off. Yep. Alright, so now I need to rise it up. And then I can get out the suspension and so forth. Alright. So the rear axle definitely wants removing. So we need to take off the suspension, some of which needs fixing as well. Alright. And oops, spring first. And the suspension, the shock absorber, sorry. And then we can get the axle off, bolting either wheel. Alright, awesome. Oh, I just noticed the fuel filter, I think it's coming off. What about the fuel pump? No, fuel pump's fine. Okay, rear muffler, that needs to come off. I don't believe you need to remove the exhaust to get to the clutch and drove shafts and stuff on a 4x4. It's designed in such a way that it's not a problem. But we'll take him off anyway. Right, we need that bit of pipe as well. Now I think the rest of the exhaust is okay. Not sure if we can use the examine functionality. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Awesome. But not on that bit. Okay, fair dues. Right, now as you can see there's a bit of suspension there that definitely needs fixing, so we will move to the well, we can sidle over there actually, yeah we can, awesome. We need to take the suspension off the front anyway to get the axle off, to get to the drive shaft off, to get to the clutch. Sorry, as I was saying before. Alright, whoop. Oh my word. Okay. So then we can unbolt the... Ooh, there we go. Unbolt the axle. Allowing us to take off the front part of the drive shaft. And now we'll be able to get to the clutch, which is in the gearbox there. Okay. What else do I need to take off whilst I'm up here? I can't remember. Let's have an examine conditions. Everything looks yellow. Oh, there's a bit of suspension there, look. An ignition module. Possibly some sparkies as well, if I remember correctly from last time, which I probably won't. Can we just remove that? Oh no, we have to come out of examining. Oh, we can. You usually can only fill all those bits when you're looking in the wheel hub. Right, so that's that bit taken off, and I think that's it for the suspension. Just see if my list tells me anything that I need to remember. Front right wheel. I wonder if I forgot to replace a wheel last time. The wheels just don't, you know, as I saw before, I thought it was a dodgy wheel, but it was 100%. So, yeah. Okay, I think the rest of it is in the engine. So, time for engine examination. Okay, now I took off the water pump before, but what I forgot to do was check the ignition modules, etc. So let's take the wires off. And nearly always, if the spark plugs need fixing, there'll be 3 of them for some reason. It's just slightly bizarre. So, I mean, you know, if it was 3 on one side of an engine, you'd think, yeah, okay, there's something wrong with that side of the engine, or it's, you know, wearing them more. But no, it's 1 on one side and 2 on the other. I don't know enough about engines to know why that might be. Anyway, so let's take those off. I believe that's fine, yeah, 61%. But yeah, here we go. Oops. Oh, these are slightly more filly than you want them to be. There we go. Not as filly as actually taking them out in person, perhaps, but still, as a real thing. Alright, so I think that's mostly... the oil filter as well, I remember. That needs to be removed. There we go. I don't know about the air filter. Let me check my system. Was that the oil filter was at 16? Yeah. Air filter. Don't think the air filter needs fixing. Right. Okay. So there's lots of bits to buy. Let's have a look. Look there, that wheel. So look, if I just sell that now, I can't forget to replace it then. Right, so let's see what we can fix. Let's only fix stuff that needs fixing, because obviously this needs fixing, and this needs fixing, this needs fixing, and this needs fixing. But these don't need fixing, so I'm going to not fix those. Alright. So, we need a few bits and pieces as well. Let's buy some spark plugs. Spark plugs times 3. Yeah, we definitely need an ignition module. I don't notice if we needed the wires. We needed a belt. I'm not sure if the belt tensioner got fixed. Belt tensioner didn't get fixed, so we need a belt tensioner. A Bolton Wanderer wheel. It is a Bolton Wanderer, I think, isn't it? I need 2 or 3 brake discs. So So what else do we need? We've got the belt tensioner, we need a timing belt. And 1, 2, 3 brake discs. Timing belt and 3 brake discs. 1, 2, 3. Timing belt. Timing belt V6. Really? We need a timing belt? Memories. Yes, we definitely need a timing belt. It was the serpentine belt. I was convinced it was a serpentine belt we needed. No, definitely not. Alright. Okay, one of them. Oh, we need a sway. Ooh. It was the left, wasn't it? What else do we need? So, we've got the belt tensioner, timing belt. We didn't need any brake pads. I think I'm conflating this with a different job. We've got the brake discs. Suspension spring rear we need. And a fuel filter. Suspension spring rear. Yep. And a fuel filter. For fuel filter. Yep. And we also need rear muffler. Muffler rear. Muffler V6 rear. Ah. Off-road muffler rear. Yeah, that's what we need. And we need a pipe. I forget which pipe it is. Let's have a look. I think it's the AV6. Let's look down the ground for a bit. Ponder. Drive shaft. Oh no, exhaust pipe AV6. Alright. Exhaust pipe AV6. Yep. Okay, and starter's fine. Yep. Roughly, yep. Fuel filter, yep. Exhaust pipe, yep. Shock absorber. Oh, suspension spring front. Shock absorber off-road. That's mainly it. I think we'll just go for it after that. There's 1 or 2 bits that I forgot, like maybe an oil filter or something. But anyway, so I got the sway bit. What does it wanted? Suspension spring front and shock absorber off-road. Shock absorber off-road. So shock abs off-road. Okay. Right. It's not front or back. It's just off-road. And something else that I've already forgotten. Oh, suspension spring front. I thought I only needed a rear one, but I need a front one as well. Okay. Oh, an oil filter, whilst I remember. Oil filter. Okay, so that should be most of what we need. Just to make sure I do it all correctly, let's do it in the order it says in the book. I'll say the book in this list I've got. Alright. So, actually it doesn't tell me which order to do it in, so I just need to start reassembling everything, really. Why can't I see anything here? Oh, there we go. I thought it wasn't showing me the highlight, but I wasn't actually looking in the right place, which, yeah. Okay, and then we put our fancy new timing belt on, and a fancy new belt tensioner, and then the serpentine belt goes on top of that. Okay, that's the front setup. And then we put some sparkies to replace. Dink. And then the wires, which are okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure, so I forgot to look. And swing around to the other side. Spark plug. Ignition module. Bolty. Oh, I haven't done the clutch, of course. I shouldn't have started putting stuff on yet. Alright, I'm going to do that whilst I remember. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. So, oh, why am I lifting it up? Can I not get this underneath? Or maybe I have to get it underneath. I forget. So, in disassemble mode, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have to do that whilst it's on the ground. I'm just being an idiot. Right, let me at it. Ah yes, it was because I was in assemble mode before, I didn't notice the highlighting. Okay, let's unbolt the gearbox, which is in decent condition, and get to the clutch, which isn't. So I think all 3 bits of the clutch probably need replacing. I didn't notice the first bit, but that definitely needs replacing, and so does that. So, clutchy clutch bits, they all called clutch something. Of course it's not alphabetically sorted here, is it? Clutch release bearing, clutch, yeah, all needs replacing, so let's get a new clutch. So clutch friction plate, yeah, clutch pressure plate, and clutch release, whoops, yes, clutch release bearing. And then we can whack all that in as well, whilst we are here. They're here. Alright, whoop, and yep. And yes, and bolty. Alright. Okay. Let's put start motor on whilst we're here. Alright, so what else are we putting back on the engine? Let's see. I think that's everything. Oh, the oil filter. I can put that on now. Alright. These always look so knackered. That's fine. Okay, so I think he says tentatively that was all that was required in the engine. So whilst it's down on the ground, oh no, we choose to put the suspension and all that stuff back on first. That makes sense. So let's put it back up in the air, put on the drive shafts and the exhaust and the suspension and the everything else. Oops, there we go. Assemble. Yep. Bolt it. Oh, where's the bolt hole? Bolt hole 1, bolt hole 2, and then we've got some suspensions. Shock absorber first. I've got 2 shock absorbers now. Do I not need one of those? That's worrying. Damn it. Oh, I've already gone off piste slightly. Anyway, that's those on. Oh, I need that sway bar back on over here. Can I put that on from here? No, you see, it doesn't give me the option, ostensibly, to put that back on. Or is that it? Oh no, there we go. So just I can't see it because it's behind other things. Oop, oop. Yeah, there we go. Oh my word. Bolt it. Alright, I like the way it's just connected to nothing. Okay, good. So that's the frontal suspension. That's the word for it, frontal. And then we can put on some exhaust system and the drive shaft. So we can put our muffler on. Always good to have a fresh muff. Fuel filter whilst we're here, and the shiny new rear axle. Bolty. Okay, and then the suspension. So, is it one of these I'm missing? No. Oh, these. I thought there was front shock absorbers and then shock absorber rear for the back, but no. So it's obviously one of these I need to fix. So I've not gone off piste at all. Just I was confused, which is much more likely. So easily confused. Okay, so that's the suspension back in place. I think that's all. It says tentatively. So we need to change the oil which isn't really an important thing to do now, but whilst it's up in the air, let's just do the oil catching palaver. The oil pan isn't up against the edge in this, so it's a bit trickier to... Oh, that looks fine. Right. Let's see how well we do. Right, so, oil... Where is the oil hole? Have I put it anywhere near the right place? I can't go up any further, that's bizarre. It didn't look like it went... Well, it might have gone in the hole. It was really hard to tell. It didn't seemingly charge me unless I didn't notice the message come up. It charges you for messing the place up if you drop the oil on the floor. Right, okay, so I think that's all we need it up in the air for now at least. Let's put the brakes back on. So, assemble mode, brake disc, and little pads. Right, there we go. Alright, nice, and a nice fresh wheel. Maybe that was the 100% wheel that I was looking at at the start of the video when I thought, oh, is that just wheel I need to change? Thinking I just missed the wheel. No, the wheel was 100%. Ah dear. Right, so, okay, this is the one brake disc that was okay. So... Alright. Okay, take those rubber bricks away. Seems so haphazard compared to a proper jack. Alright, bolt here. And nice new wheel. It's not new at all. Well, I've made it all shiny. Let's obviously give it a good wash. Because, you know, do pointless shit like that. No one's ever needed their spare wheel changed. Oversight, perhaps. Alright, whoops, forgot the caliper. Alright, and a wheel. Okay, so... Is that everything? Is that no more parts to assemble? There is no more parts to assemble. Right, let's see how we're doing. Right, no check at the top. Okay. And what inventory do we have? Anything green that I've bought I haven't put in? No. So, doesn't look like that's worked. Let me compare this to my checklist, seeing if there's anything we've forgotten. No, I don't think there's anything left that we haven't done. So, it looks like I have the same problem again. Doop-be-doop. Oh wow. Not even replaced the oil successfully, that's slightly surprising. Does it have to be in the centre? I usually put it in the centre, but I never really checked to see if it mattered before. Oh, it does matter. Repair or replace worn out parts. Well, I don't think there's anything left on here which is qualifies as worn out. Alright, so after extensive looks online, I think one of the things I'm going to have to do is just go back through and change a lot of the stuff. Despite the fact that it says, for instance, that these brake pads are 78%. I don't know how much money I've got, but I'm just going to replace the whole bloody lot. Let's make everything 100%, see if that'll help. So suspension, spring rear. What else? Drive shaft at 70%. Oh, that's an issue. Well, obviously. Alright, so certainly getting there. Some of these front bits are yellow and could be replaced. How much cash have I got? Oh, I got plenty of money. So we can just throw money at this until it works. Just out of interest, which wheel was it meant to be? Front right wheel. Okay. Right. So it's perverse, but let's give it a go. Do 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 do. And if this doesn't work, I guess we'll start taking off the suspension and replacing it around the front. There's a few bits which are, you know, low 70s. Ugh. Ah! Ha! Ha ha ha! Ah ha ha! Right, I think I might have worked out the problem. I'm going to go and post about this now. Well, thanks for watching. No idea how much of this will actually be sped up. A lot of it. But we're on. We can move on to the next one. So hooray. Hooray for that. So yes, hooray for the 4x4s, woo, etc. and goodbye.